Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is our quarterly membership meeting. I think we started these about 2 years ago so that we would have the opportunity to highlight the hot topics in each of our departments here that are working for you at APFA. We have all of our chairs here today, as well as some of our national officers, and we're going to go through 1 or 2 hot topics in their departments. And the whole purpose of this is to make your life easier while you're out flying and to give you as much information and facts as we possibly can to help you with your day-to-day life as a flight attendant. First, we're going to go to TA 2024, and October 1st was a big day, date of signing. We had quite a few items that were implemented on that day, and we have our first 2 KIC members here with us today, and they're going to talk a little bit about implementation and where we're at. And then we are interviewing for our other KIC member, and that we will have that decision made probably within the next week or 2. And so Kelly Hagan and Wendy Oswald are here for the KIC, and they're going to just talk about implementation.
Hi, so we did have implementation day with over 60 items that were implemented on date of signing. There was one item, the resignation for speaker proffer, that was date of ratification. So that was implemented with the September bid month, if that proffer included that change for the contract. And so over 60 items were implemented date of signing.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Happy implementation week. We have had a little bit of a hiccup, but we're working through it for the Dallas commuters for recurrent. So just want to report out on that. If you are a commuter in Dallas and you are in one of those excluded zip codes that was in the company communication, we do ask that you reach out to training support desk and they will book that hotel for you. And if you have any issues, just let us know. It should be resolved on that front.
But they'll book it if you really do live within 50 miles or 50 miles or greater from the training center, and you are in one of those excluded zip codes.
Okay. So that's, and once you establish that, then you're logged in and you won't have to do it every year unless you move.
Yeah.
So
as long as your desk address stays the same, you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, well, let's move along here. We're going to first move to safety and security.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Andrew Reinhardt, APFA Safety and Security Chair. So something we haven't talked about in a while, our favorite program, Known Crew Member. We had a meeting yesterday with the TSA and other industry unions that utilize Known Crew Member, discussing some updates. I know it's been a while, but it was the ECA that's coming, the Expedited Crew Access, that is on track to be here for 2025. They said on our next meeting at the next quarter, we will actually know what that looks like and what to expect. So that will be coming out soon. So I'm glad that it's something that hasn't gone away, but they said it will be better than KCM is what they told us. They did want to reiterate that they have a way now that if you're having issues at the TSA checkpoints or KCM, that on the tsa.gov website in the Known Crew Member section, you can actually file comments. You do a form and they tell us that they have someone reviewing those and they will get back to you. And then they gave us all a link for the unions that if you want to just reach out to us directly at safety@apfa.org, we could do that on your behalf. We haven't had that ability before. Typically, when there's a TSA or KCM issue, we go to corporate security and we don't know necessarily what happens on the back end there. So it's good now that we have a direct link and access to TSA for safety and security. So I want to go ahead and continue to reiterate our notification system and remind everyone to please continue to use it. Every month we see uptick in its use. Our reps at Safety and Security use it to contact you if you're involved in a fume event or if there is an assault on board. We're also using it for turbulence with injuries or if there's an inadvertent slide deployment and other major events that happen at work. We want to try to get as much need-to-know information to you as possible, but you can access that information yourself. And that helps us to continue to strengthen our in-house procedures. We're working on illustrating what our standard operating procedures are in a grid between safety, EAP, and the departments that provide you support. so that we can hopefully have that to live on when we're no longer in these positions, and that these departments will continue to improve. And I'm going to go to the next slide here. I spoke with them yesterday. We are almost done with having a badge backer that is going to have this information on it. And on the back side, we'll have a link to EAP. But the notification system number is 817-357-8786. Please use it, call it, select a prompt. It'll send you information and checklists. It helps us and it notifies us what's going on with you out there on the line. And something I'm very excited about, we're going to have a town hall for safety and security in November. And would you say has there been one before for my department
Not
ever?
that I'm aware of.
Great.
So I'm excited about it too. We have a lot going on in safety. We've obviously got our day-to-day safety, but also LOSA,
Yeah.
also smoke, odor, fume.
Cabin ASAP.
We have cabin ASAP.
Yeah, training. There's a lot of different topics that safety and security covers. And if I put them all on slides, you all would be very annoyed with me. So I wanted to put a town hall together where we have enough time here to really go deep and discuss, and want to even have APA on board to talk about how, you know, us together, since we're on the aircraft together, like what safety concerns are hitting both work groups and how we can both, you know, work to further improve that for us on the aircraft. And we want to have they want to have the ability for you to pre-submit questions. So please, when the hotlines start coming out, when we have that date secured in November, please send questions in, please attend. I hope to be able to do this twice a year.
And even if you don't attend, we always record all of these, just like this one. So if you can't make it because you're flying or you've got something else going on that day, we'll record it. We'll make sure it's on the website
Okay.
so that you can watch it at your leisure.
Thank you. And if you need to reach us, you have any safety questions, concerns, safety@apfa.org.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lori Glatley with Aviation Rulemaking Committee, which is known as ACT-ARC. And I'm also the labor lead for the Turbulence Training Work Group. ACT-ARC was chartered in 2014, and the members are pilots, flight attendants, dispatchers, and stakeholders. And we are all here to help our lives better on the airplane. In the most common type of accidents related to air carriers is turbulence, which is why we're studying it. And the NTSB did a study from 2008 to 2018 and found that a third of the accidents are related to turbulence. So in the new FAA reauthorization bill, they've added that the administrator must go back and implement what was talked about and recommended from the 2018 NTSB report, and also to further more studies, which is what the training work group will be doing for the Turbulence Work Group Committee. So how we decide to study an issue is it's brought up from every different department, and it's from the steering committee, and it has to be a unanimous vote on the steering committee. So on the steering committee, it's one person from each union, company, and stakeholders, and we have to vote on that. Then on the training work group, Turbulence Training Work Group, we had 30 members who volunteered to come on our training work group, so we had to divide into two teams because that was quite a lot of people to work with. So the first team is going to be working on gathering information on current training policies and emerging training policies for turbulence. And the second group, which is what I'm in charge of, will focus on operational policies and procedures, which will also include dispatch, ATC, and NOAA. And once we gather our information, we will go over it and we will make recommendations to our stakeholders and to the FAA when our study is completed.
Great. Turbulence has definitely been an issue for us a lot in the last, especially the last 6 months, I would say. So I'm really happy to see that this is what the focus is right now on this. Great. Thanks, Lori.
Hi, everyone. I'm Haley Brewer, your APFA Health Chair, and I wanted to update you guys on benefits. We have open enrollment coming. If you are questioning whether or not it is getting later each year, it's because it is, but we have dates. So open enrollment for all of our active flight attendants, for our leave of absence, and those on COBRA will be beginning. That will run through November. And then we will begin our period for our retirees. AA is going to be hosting more virtual support this year. and in-person support. They're going to be doing 50+ roadshows this year, which is quite an increase. I think previous years they were doing about 10. So there will be an opportunity for you to meet with the AA benefit delivery team in person if you're interested and you have questions. As always, you can enroll through my.aa.com/enrollment, or you can contact the Benefit Service Center at any time and speak with a representative to make some better choices. You should be receiving some information. The postcards will be mailed out and JetNet postings will be coming the week of October 14th. So more information to come. I just wanted to provide some dates for you guys. The website for the information will go live on October 16th. So that is for your AA sponsored medical coverage. If you currently carry any APFA supplemental benefits or would like to, we are intending to host a new open enrollment at the top of 2025. We have recently transitioned to a new carrier. We have now moved away from American Public Life, and we are with Colonial Life. This happened as of September 1st. So if you are a current policyholder, you've absolutely seen some information about this, likely been reached out to from the brokerage team. If they've reached out to you, please respond. They are trying to update your payment options to make sure that none of your coverages lapse, and just inform you that we have transitioned to a new carrier. So if you have any questions, as always, you can reach out to the APFA Health Department. It is health@apfa.org, or call us anytime.
Thank you, Haley.
Hi, I'm Judea Bickraft, the APFA National IoT Chair. Some of the things I want to talk about today are where you can find resources on the IoD. We get a lot of questions about, is my claim approved? What is my state regulations? All of these things can be found on your apfa.org by going to resources, and then IoD page has information about how to file. Workers' comp, finding a doctor in your area if you live based one place and based somewhere else.
So sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
Benefits. What happens to your benefits when you're on an IoD? If your claim is denied, how do you go about doing that? And then just some general resources, and then clearing from an IoD. How do I get back to work once my IoD is ended? Another hot topic we have is unpaid bills. If you've been in a fume event, if you've had an IoD that's been denied, you will see that the unpaid bills come in and you might be put into collections. The information to have that bill paid, we are strongly encouraging you as the flight attendant to advocate for yourself, call the hospital you were treated at, and then let them know the responsible party is Sedgwick, and then give them the following information, which will also be added to the APFA website to refer back to the PO Box 14152, Lexington, Kentucky, 40512-4152. And then include your claim number, your adjuster's name if you have it, and you can get all of that information on the mysedgwick.com website if you sign up for that also.
Everyone, I'm Adam Mullins, the NBC National Ballot Committee Chair, and I'm just going to go over some stuff that's been happening with National Ballot Committee. Obviously, really exciting, just coming off the heels of the TA 2024 vote. We're most excited about the voter turnout. The eligible voter turnout was it was record turnout. We had 94.43% of our members that are eligible turned out to vote. You can see a little bit of a base breakdown there. All the bases had extraordinary turnout participation in this balloting for the tentative agreement. And you can see here just an overall, if you haven't seen it, we sent out a hotline the day after the TA was ratified, just kind of giving a full base breakdown and a little bit deeper dive on some of the voter participation, which you can see again here, just really, really strong numbers that turned out in every base. And then, of course, the results for the tentative agreement, when all is said and done, 88.64% of our members that voted in favor of the agreement. And then you see a base breakdown there. So really good numbers that came out for this and voted. So we're very excited to see that. And then I just quickly want to go over some of the things coming up on the balloting radar. As you know, when we hold our regularly scheduled representative elections, we are using mail balloting as opposed to some of these special elections or balloting measures such as the strike vote or the tentative agreement where we are able to use electronic voting. We're still working on bringing that to the representative elections, but you can expect in the near future for the representative regular scheduled elections, the mail component involved. There are some preliminary dates for the 2025 base representative elections, which even if it sounds far away, it's coming up pretty quick. We will confirm the final dates around November, but the preliminary dates we have there on the screen with the willingness to serve opening December 26th and closing January 25th. And then the balloting would open as well as the ballots being mailed out on February 12th, 2025 with balloting closing on March 14th. And all those items are 10 a.m. Central. Again, we'll finalize the dates and put them out as we get a little bit closer. Some of the other things we're working on is just cleaning up policy manual changes and updates. We do have one of the largest sections in the policy manual, and for good reason, that protects the integrity of our elections and the fairness. So we're always working on improving policy around our elections. Something we're excited to get started on is our voter engagement project. Well, it is so impressive to see these numbers for things like the tentative agreement and the strike vote. We do see a little bit of voter apathy when it comes to our representative elections. So we would like to see those numbers tick up and get more people involved in voting for their representatives that are in their base or at the national level, because that's really important. That's the voice of our union and the direction which it goes in. So we're going to be putting together a project and how we can engage and get more voter turnout in some of those elections that we see a little bit lower. So we're looking forward to that. So look for more information coming up soon.
Thank you, Adam. I always love seeing those numbers again and how many voted, especially, and of course, how many voted yes. So I'm very happy that you put that up on the screen today. Thank you. We're going to go to Paul Hartshorn, who is on with us virtually. And Paul's going to talk a little bit about the communications.
Hi, everybody. My name's Paul Hartshorn Jr. I'm the National Communications Chair. I, along with those in my department, are responsible for communicating with you through base, national hotlines, social media, et cetera, et cetera. I also am responsible for facilitating APFA's interaction with the media as well. So I think the biggest thing that we have going on now is there's been pretty much a barrage of hotlines to your inbox from the Contract Implementation Committee, or the KIC, who you already heard from. I think that's been our focus for the past few weeks to ensure that we're communicating with you effectively. And it's just so much information, and I'm hopeful that you found it presented to you in a way that's easy to understand, also easy to reference, because we'll be continuing to number those updates for you to refer back to them if you need them. In addition to hotlines, we have a series of short videos planned to help explain certain changes in the TA 2024, as well of course, social media graphics, et cetera. So I hope you're finding that information helpful. Reach out to us at communications@apfa.org if we can help clarify anything for you. And I look forward to continue working with the KIC to make sure that we get the good information to you when you need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. All right, moving on to hotel.
Hello, everyone. Michael Malloy, your APFA Hotel Chair. I know a hot topic that we all want to know is, where is the committee going, traveling to? What markets are we assessing? Where are we going to see hotel changes? Where are we traveling to communicate with our properties that you all are submitting feedback for to address any issues or problems we have? So good thing you tuned in today, because right here gives you the information of where we have been and where we are going. An issue with our communication per se of where we're going to see changes and what hotels we're at and where we're going to lay over is we can't publicize that info, right? It's because of the safety security of our flight attendants. We thank you for not putting it on social media where we stay. We also thank you for not saying that you're staying at a place that rhymes with Destin, because we all know what hotel you're speaking of. So just please keep in mind the safety and security of our flight attendants, your fellow crew members, when you are laying over and communicating out any issues or feedback on social media. The beauty of this, of us getting together, we're able to tell you about the layover markets that we are reviewing and assessing. This is not the only place that this information is shared. We provide it in every quarterly EC report, and those EC reports are put up on our website. We also put this information in your board of directors reports, which are done twice a year. And of course, the best place for the most up-to-date information is on the APFA hotel webpage. We are constantly working with our webmaster here at APFA to keep that webpage updated, let you know where we're going and any changes to our markets. So not only does it tell you where we've been, where we're going, there's a great area called the layover hotel transportation updates. So a big win we had recently was thank you to the many flight attendants that submitted reports in regards to complications, issues, contractual violations in San Francisco. We were able to use that information for our argument and our discussions with the company, and that this feedback form drove change, and it brought about a new contracted provider for transportation in San Fran. So when you are asking what's happening, what's changing, what's new, you can go to this area on the hotel webpage to look at the city code and any information that pertains to that change. So you see on here, I fly Madrid. We're going to Madrid. I have an opinion on there. It's my home away from home. I want to let the committee know my feedback. How are you going to let us know? Say it again, and we'll keep on saying it. Report all the data to us. And you're going to do that on the website with the hotel and transportation feedback form. So the beauty of this form is you do not have to log on to the website. You can type in simply apfa.org/hotel form. It will take you directly to that form. You can fill it out. Let us know your thoughts, feelings, emotions, suggestions, opinions, and we will take them and we'll use them on our site reviews and inspections for the company and address this feedback with them. You can also go to on the job hotel webpage and hotel form to access that. So we love to hear from you. We honestly love positive feedback. As you know, securing great hotels is difficult. We are fighting corporate greed. As you can see, our strikes across the country, right? Our hotels are offering 20 to 40% more on their rates. Of course, and the hotel workers are not seeing those, reaping those rewards. And we are managing those strikes with the company. We have relocated all of our flight attendants out of our contracted hotel in San Francisco to another contracted property. So we're watching those. But again, positive feedback is greatly beneficial. So if you love a hotel that you see that's coming up, let us know, because if we don't hear and we can't advocate on your behalf, the company thinks that they can change, find another property, and see what they can do to hopefully not decrease our accommodations. We want to keep them, if we like a property, we want to stay there. So thank you all for submitting all those feedback forms, and we're going to pass it on to archives.
Hello, I'm Justin Marshall. I'm the archive chair. I actually have something this time for you guys. We were able to be involved in a couple Labor Day activities, which is really exciting. After the TA, we built bonds with other unions that were very important. So we were actually able to go out and celebrate our win. I know we attended the Chicago Labor Day Parade, the New York Labor Day Parade, as well as a Labor Day picnic in Charlotte. And we were even able to go to the Tarrant County Labor Fest, which actually was really cool. I know we got Julie on a panel from connections we made there, which was pretty exciting. I was also honored to continue our tradition of the 9/11 ceremonies. I know in New York this year, we actually worked closely with APA, which I think streamlined getting the wreaths over there. We were able to get them over there quickly, worked with APA on that. We also attended Pentagon, Grapevine, and the Shadensville ceremonies. And And we were actually able to send the wreath to the USS Midway again. And I actually got really positive feedback from not only our flight attendants that attended, but flight attendants from Delta, United, and pilots, because we were one of the only, may have been the only flight attendant union that sent a wreath to the USS Midway this year. And as you can see, there's a photo up there where everyone from all sorts of, I think United's there, Delta's there, the pilots, they were really excited about that. We also added a tempeh healing ceremony this year, thanks to Alana and Mindy, who gave us that information. And we were able to sponsor them, and they were really excited. They made us this really pretty, beautiful banner that they put in their newspaper there. And then this is a picture from New York when we were all together with our APA brothers and sisters. Currently, right now, I'm adding all sorts of available recordings we have from executive committee meetings, our annual conventions, and our board of directors meeting, a special board of directors meeting to the Teams channel. So when a member comes in and wants to view that, they don't have to like wait for me to show up to get in that video. Our national officers can get into the Teams and are able to quickly show them that video. So that's what we are doing currently in our guides. And I'm gonna pass it to Larry.
All righty, good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Salas, APFA National Vice President. Just going to give you a quick update on the SBA department. As you know, the SBA department is responsible for handling your grievances that are not settled at the base. And I work with 7 regional reps to review the cases once they come to the SBA department. So we are currently or have currently fighting with the company on issues affecting our flight attendants, including unjustified terminations, contract violations, unreasonable discipline, and denial of pay claims. And we've reached settlements on these, and but we will continue to fight the company on these issues that come to our department. In our latest achievements for this quarter, after we had caucus with the company, we were able to get several attendance points mitigated from flight attendants as well as performance points, and get flight attendants paid on pay claims. So that was one of the topics, or several of the topics. I know I've had several questions and inquiries about the staffing presidential. The briefs were submitted in mid-August, and so we are still waiting for a decision from the arbitrator, and we're hoping that decision comes sometime in the next month. So we will see, and we will update the membership at APFA hotline once we get that on board. Just want to remind everyone that the SBA webpage on the APFA website, it shows all the open nods that are filed at the base, as well as grievances that are working their way through the SBA department. We update the website after each caucus. We just had a caucus last week, and we just updated the website so you can see the highlights of settlements and that we were able to achieve. All right, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Wallace. I'm the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Chair. Basically, there you go. We are now wrapping up Pride. The last one that we have for you to attend is going to be Phoenix Pride, which is on October 20th, 2024 at 10 a.m. We do ask that you scan the QR code and RSVP. We are offering t-shirts with every RSVP up until October 7th. This is the only way that you'll be able to secure one of the Pride t-shirts. So please come out, join us, and RSVP. Everyone is welcome. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to email me, or you can also email us at dei@apfa.org.
Okay, I have a quick question for you. So I saw all the pictures of the prides, and how many pride parades did we attend this year? Or can you just name, because I know we were in
Chicago, New York, Charlotte, and Phoenix, and Dallas.
Dallas. Okay, great. So 5. this year.
Next
Hopefully
year,
we'll
it'll
have-
be, we plan to do every base and it starts out in April. And
Okay.
it'll go from April to October next year.
Great, because I know we're trying to attend Labor Day parades and Pride parades.
Anything
For
that
sure.
is important to the members, we will be there.
Yes, yes, we agree. Thank you, thanks. And I know everybody loves that blue shirt. Whenever I wear it, they're like, wait a minute, I want that one, but
We have the in store for next year's as well, so we're excited to get that going and started, so we'll be ready.
all right. Thanks, Andrea.
Andre's contact information.
There we
Yeah. Oh, you did that already? Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not kind of skipping over any slides. My name is Jeff Peterson. I'm APFA National Contract Chair. I work very closely with our scheduling chair, Marty McMillan. We just want to talk about a couple of important items today. Since we were talking earlier about contract implementation, I think what I can say, one of the things I'm most excited about is the pay increases. So with the pay increases, we
You
just
and
want-
everybody else.
Just wanted to talk about where you're going to see your pay increases and which paychecks. We sent out a hotline recently about that, but just wanted to kind of go over how we are paid. So on your September 30th paycheck, you would have received an advance on your September hours of work. So that advance is usually 37.5 hours, provided you're active for the first couple of weeks of the contractual month. On October 15th, you will get the pay hours for everything that you worked in September, including premiums, and per diem, et cetera. That will, from that October 15th paycheck, the company deducts the 37.5 hour advance that is paid on the prior 30th. So fast forward to October 30th, you will get your 37.5 hour advance for October hours worked, which would be at the new contractual pay rates, the new CBA pay rates. And then on November 15th, same as what happened on October 15th, it looks back to the prior month, pays you for all of your hours worked, premiums, per diems, et cetera, minus the advance that's paid out on the 30th of the month. So the 30th of the month is where you're going to see the first paycheck with the new increases. All right. And so this is this is an example of a mid-month paycheck. You can see that the top boxed item shows the rate of pay, how many hours they worked. Then in the middle there, the middle box shows the premium hours paid for the month. And then the bottom box shows where the advance from the 30th was taken out of that paycheck. We want to provide some PBS bidding reminders. For November, there is going to be a high number of vacation hours. So that will mean with more vacation hours, less flight attendants are able to take on hours. So it could drive the minimum requirements. It could make them go a little bit higher. Similar to what happened in October, we saw men's at many bases starting at the most senior flight attendants in the base. So there are implications there. And this also means that vacation loan may not be awarded to everyone. Of course, these things we can't know ahead of time because it's based in large part on bidding behavior. But you know, and then you can also put out the PBS summary every single month, and it shows each base and if there was a min, at what seniority it was triggered at. So holiday bidding for Thanksgiving. Our CBA does provide for holiday pay for 9 holidays a year. The ones around Thanksgiving will be on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which this year falls on the 27th, Thanksgiving Day, which falls on the 28th, the Sunday following Thanksgiving, which is December 1st, and then the Monday following Thanksgiving, which this year is on December 2nd. So it's important to note that we have the Thanksgiving holiday will actually bleed into December this year. December 1st is part of the November contractual month. That's important to remember. And December 2nd starts the December contractual month. Couple other PBS bidding reminders. Just make sure you are paying attention to your layer tab before bids close to review your bids. You can go through each layer. If you go to the layer tab, you can go through each layer and see the pairings that whatever properties you are bidding, what pairings that accumulates. So if you change one property, it can change an entire bid layer. So we've got the bottom picture shows what a bid looks like where something may not have gone exactly as planned because there's some zeros in some of the layers. So you want to make sure that you're bidding things in each layer. On the award tab, once PBS is awarded, you can look through the reasons report and see why you were or were not awarded a particular sequence. Want to remind you that a standing bid will be used if you have not entered any other bid on your layer tab. This includes a day off bid. So as soon as you bid a single property in the layer tab, excuse me, including a day off, it would essentially shut off your standing bid. If you want to use your standing bid, make sure you export it to your current bid to use that as part of your current bid. And then one last reminder for reserves. One of the things that we see very often with reserve bids is that folks will put all 12 days off in the first layer. Every single day off that you put in the layer is weighed equally. So you're not prioritizing one day over another. So if you can't necessarily hold all those 12 days off, or they don't necessarily create a legal pattern, you would be allowed the system to choose for you. So our suggestion is that your first layer contain, I generally say 1, maybe 2 days off, but put your most important day off in layer 1, and then use the other layers subsequently to kind of build your schedule out from there. So just wanted to provide that on reserves. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Lots of good information.
Good morning, everyone. I am Allie Malice, APFA Government Affairs Representative. And the main question I have for you today is, are you registered to vote? We have a major presidential and down ballot election on November 5th. That's just a month away now. And the race will be within a margin of error, so every vote will count. The most important thing we can all do right now is check our voter registration, update our address, and register to vote. In most states, you cannot just show up on November 5th to vote. You need to register in advance. So here's a list of voter registration deadlines in states where we have the most APFA members. October 7th, 4 days from now, is a key date in many of our base states like Texas, Florida, Georgia, and Nevada. I want you to note the key words here: received, submitted, postmarked. It can be confusing, and it's not always on accident. So we really want to make sure, and our best advice is to just get registered to vote now, so you don't lose your opportunity to participate in our democratic process on a technicality. Voting is both your right and your civic duty. And I recommend checking out a website like www.vote.org. It has lots of resources, makes it really easy for you to check your voter registration, key dates, ballot information, etc. And then once you are registered to vote, we'll soon be moving into the early voting period. And in many states, there are opportunities to skip the line on election day and choose a more convenient time to vote. Also recommend taking a look in advance at who's on your ballot and research who aligns most with the issues that affect you, your family, your community, and your colleagues. Find out, did your representatives sign the letter to the NMB this summer? And you can check that on the APFA website. And if you're interested in providing a few volunteer hours for a specific campaign, we can help you get connected. You can help with voter registration, canvassing, knocking on doors, phone banking on your layover or from home in your sweatpants. No amount of effort is too little this election. So reach out to us. We'd love to help coordinate and get you connected to a campaign that you feel passionate about. And finally, the APFA PAC. This is a critical tool we have to have an impact on who we elect. When we join together, we can elect a flight attendant friendly and a labor friendly Congress. And when we all participate in the PAC, we have the power to ensure that our representatives are looking out for the interests and needs of working people. So you can join now through the QR code or by going to www.apfa.org/PAC. It is voluntary, it is bipartisan, and it is you can start and stop at any time. And APFA PAC supporters will receive an APFA PAC sticker. If you're already a contributor to the PAC and you don't have a sticker, you can now order them free of charge on the APFA Solidarity Shop. So get your swag and help spread the word with our colleagues. And as a recap, union members will have a big impact this election. So register to vote now, vote early, volunteer on a campaign you feel passionate about, join the APFA PAC. And if you have any questions, reach out to legislation@apfa.org. And now we'll kick it off to EAP.
Thank you, Allie. All right, and we have Deb McCormick joining us today virtually.
Okay. Hi, this is Deb McCormick. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is Deb McCormick, and I am stepping in. I'm the co-chair for the EAP committee, as well as Marcus Riccardi. And I just want to go over what EAP can do for our members. We have a 3-product line, so we offer EAP assistance, and that really is for, people that any flight attendant that has anything going on in their personal life to assist with, should it be family matters, financial, whatever you might need, okay? And then we have professional standards, and that I think is pretty self-explanatory, and that is conflict in the workplace. And what we ask all of our members to, if you have something going on at work that you are finding it difficult to deal with, please come to professional standards, APFA professional standards, versus going to the company, so we can assist with resolving that issue versus writing it up. We just don't want our flying, our other fellow flight attendants having to answer to management when we could possibly assist. Currently, throughout our system and at every base, we have a total of 54 EAP reps that are trained to assist any of our members. And our third component that we work with is critical incident response. And that is when you are involved in a workplace event that triggers to have somebody respond, then we are reaching out. One of our trained peers is reaching out to you, and then if it triggers to have a CISD, that is coordinated with a trained peer that would be involved and being with you through the whole time. Next slide, please. We also have the Flight Attendant Drug and Alcohol Program. Currently, this year, up till today, we have assisted 57 American Airlines flight attendants, APFA members, and their family members on gaining access to assistance, should it be substance abuse or mental health services. And the website is www.fadap.org. Next slide, if there is. Okay. In October, in a couple of weeks, we will be training 10 new EAP committee members. So that'll rise. And, unfortunately, not every base has new members coming in, but we have quite a few coming into the Dallas base, which is desperately needed due to the population. Activity has been extremely robust. Starting in January, we have assisted close to 4,000 APFA members. And of course, we're always looking for volunteers all the time. And you can find the application if you desire to come on the committee through the APFA website. In the EAP section, you will see a link should you want to volunteer for the program. That's it. Thank you. And here's our QR code.
Thank you, Deb.
You're welcome.
We're getting some feedback here. That's why I'm just trying to figure out if anyone's on the meeting.
Speaker turned on, maybe?
What was that?
I think the other owls came on.
Oh. All right.
Been on the whole time.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Well, we're on the last one.
Yeah.
All right, retirement, which is the way you end your career, is a great way to end this presentation. And I have the exciting task of talking about having too much money. And I am so grateful to my union for putting me in that difficult spot as to how to spend my money. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with spending some of that hard-won bonus from your compensation. For instance, the Harley Davidson 1200 Goldwing black on black limited edition. Just saying, all right. But you really ought to think about also putting some of that into your 401k, because you know that guilty voice you get in the back of your head that says I should be doing more. Now's the chance to do it with, and it'll be so easy. on the Fidelity website, you get to set how much you want to put out of every paycheck into your regular 401k, into your Roth. And then there's a third part about special elections. And it's important to remember that that doesn't change until you change it. If you set it for 80% for the, profit sharing, whatever it was back then, it's still there. So you want to think about, where do I want it to go now? And go ahead and take a look at it. Here's some important dates about making those changes. That change for the special election must be done by 4 p.m. Eastern time on November 1st. You'll get the payout on November 8th, and then it will appear in your 401k on November 13th. And as a reminder, you don't have to do it on November 1st. You can do it now. You just have a deadline. And I know we only get things done on deadline, but you can do it now if you're one of those people that get things done in advance. So what's the maximum I can contribute to my 401k? $23,000, unless you're more, let's go with senior. I like that. That sounds positive.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. If you're over 50, you can do an additional $7,500, which gets you to $30,500. And so if you try to put more than that in, what's going to happen? I'm going to trick them. Yeah, no, not so much. Yeah, because this is an IRS rule. Good luck with tricking the IRS. They're just going to turn it. You're going to hit the max, and they're just going to take it and put the rest into your direct deposit. It's not going to be put into the 401k. Well, what if I've already maxed out my 401k? Well, good on you. Congratulations. Are you single? Call me. But if you've already maxed out your 401k for the year, you still have other options. For instance, there's a traditional tax deferred IRA or a Roth IRA or both. How much you can put in depends on your income. In 2024, the maximum for the traditional Roth, if you add them all up, is $7,000 unless you're senior, and then you get an additional $1,000. The problem is that there is income limits. If your adjusted gross income as a single person is over 146,000, you can't do the IRA. No problem with the 401k. Don't get them confused. You can be a very high time flyer and still make those contributions. See, or if you're married, your limitation is 230,000. So you have choices coming up. Don't let it fly on autopilot. This is a great chance to get caught up, and you've got to make that change by November 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Maybe you can get that Harley along with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm having it delivered here.
Oh, there we go. That'd be great. All right. Well, I think that is it. Patrick, thank you so much for all of that. Good news at the end also, as far as this is a good problem to have. Let's put it that way. We appreciate you spending the time with us today. We hope that you found this interesting and that helpful to your daily life as a flight attendant. And we're going to continue to work on making sure that we are taking care of all of these issues that we have with especially usually American Airlines, and trying to make sure that we are fighting every single day for you, the flight attendants. So thank you for your time today, and we will see you next quarter at our quarterly membership meeting. Thank you.